and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nyambura and this is 100 on Books. Today I'm going to be doing another Maktaba Manenos. As I said in the last one, we are going to make these weekly events because otherwise we get overwhelmed. So this week I'm going to talk about the books I've borrowed since the last time I did a Maktaba Manenos, and I only have 4 books actually, which is great. That makes for a short video. And the first of those is this, The Last Chapter by Leila Abu Zaid. I borrowed this from Bookworm Gigiri, and mostly because it's a translated novel and a book by an author I had never had before. So it was translated by Leila Abu Zaid and John Lechetti. And this is a novel that touches on the story of Aisha, a young Moroccan woman, as she struggles to find an identity in the Morocco of the second half of the 20th century. I'll talk more about this when I do a wrap-up, but yeah, as I said, I'm always looking to especially read books that have been translated from Arabic, and I know that that's one of the challenges Amin has set in her story graph challenge. I'll put a link to the challenge down below. So I'm taking many boxes with that one title. Next was Love in Color, Mythical Tales from Around the World, retold by Bolu Babalola. Now, if you're like, did you say you're going to keep your books under 5 books per format? The answer is yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And this actually added to the number of books I had, and they're still not at 5. I forgot to look at them, and honestly, if I post this video, we are never going to finish this video. So this added to the number of ebooks I have on deck. But from what MJ has said, and the reason I'm mentioning MJ is that in the week I borrowed this book, she posted on Instagram and said she set out to read just the one book and ended up the one story, and ended up reading so many. So I figured, yeah, this will be a fast read. Also because I enjoyed Honey and Spice, which is Babalola's second book, when I read it last year. So I figured, why not pick this up, read some cute stories, you know. Next was A Son to Be Sown by Jean d'Amérique. I spoke about this in the last Maktaba Manenos, which I'll put a link to below, so I don't really want to talk about this further. The reason I picked up this ebook was because I listened to the audiobook and I didn't feel I had done it justice, and because I'd originally put both of them on hold. When this one's hold came in, instead of sending it back or cancelling the hold, I decided to pick it up so I'd do a hybrid read between now and when the loan ends. Last was Big Breasts and Wide Hips by Moyan, which is described as a recreation of the sorry. This is the description. In a country where men dominate, this epic novel is first and foremost about women. As the title implies, the female body serves as the book's most important image and metaphor. The protagonist's mother is born in 1900. Married at 17 into the Shangwan family. She has 9 children, none by her husband, who is sterile. The youngest is her only boy, the narrator of the book, a spoiled and ineffectual child who stands in stark contrast to his headstrong and forceful sisters. Mother, a survivor, is a quintessential strong woman, constantly risking her life to save the lives of several of her children and grandchildren as the political tides shift dramatically from year to year. Now, I picked this up for 2 reasons. First, I'm trying to read chonkers in the year of our Lord 2023. I was telling Lucia is the librarian at the Bookworm Library, which is where I borrowed this. I was telling Lucia that Storygraph told me that I generally read books that are 300 pages and below, and I don't know, it made me feel some type of way. So I was like, listen, I am transforming into a person whose average book length is larger than that. So I picked up a book that has just over 500 pages to see, you know, if my stats will change a little bit, but also because I enjoyed Frog. Frog is a book by Moyan that is really about the one-child policy in China and how this one family is caught up in its enforcement and the fallout that comes from, you know, this national policy on a familial and on a village level. I first found out about Frog from a video by Reina over Reina Books. I'm going to put a link to the particular video. It was a video where he talks about a number of books that tackle abortion. This was, if there's a bit of a gap, it's because we were trying to figure out if we should keep recording with the sounds outside, but hey, someone's mowing and it's outside of our control. Yeah, so I picked it up because I said Reina did a video about books that tackle abortion. This was when the draft ruling on Roe v. Wade had been leaked. And we all know what happened to Roe v. Wade, but as I said, I'll put a link to that particular video down below. I picked up Frog and listened to it, and it was such an experience. So when I saw another book by Moyan, that encouraged me to pick it up. So yeah, that's the 4 books I have borrowed since the last time we spoke. The total savings for those 4 books is $71.25. And yeah, I mean, I enjoy the fact that I get to save books and try new authors and revisit old authors with every time I borrow books. So please tell me which new authors you've discovered lately, or which old authors you're going back to because you've enjoyed the work in the past. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all the good things. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.